What am I doing? I forgot things again. It happens. Go back to work and I don't know what's going on. I'm not just not doing things correctly. Hold on. Eyes that, and then we'll need. Ba, 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 ba. Gosh, it's. And when eyes it incorrectly. I didn't do it right, but it's close enough. No, now it's bothering me. Happens correctly. I'm a really human being. Okay, it's probably not gonna be that. That's close enough. I'm only like putting off the very 2 pixels off the bottom. If it bothers me, we'll figure it out. Alright, so hello everybody. As always, Kung Kaidi, welcome home. See you. Today is gonna be interesting. Telluricene is gonna be an interesting story. I'm really hype about it actually. I'll make some my OBS window just a little bit here. I'm pretty excited for this game. It should be pretty interesting. I did read in the devlogs that they did change the length of the demo. I wonder if I feel like the length of the demo changed. Um, More than likely because they wanted to push people for the full release, which I think is totally fair. That's a valid concept. Um, I think they have done quite a bit. Hold on, I think this is the final update. Yeah, okay. So the final update posted about 10 days ago or so. So it should be good. I'm excited for the game releases in about 4 days. So it should be exciting. Um, I think it's gonna be fun. They did accept a lot of playtester feedback and that kind of thing too. This was a an entry in the game celebration series back in May. So I'm sure they got plenty of good feedback from. This does mean that my feedback is kind of late. Like anything I say is not going to be useful here. Because they're releasing in 4 days. So we're just gonna kind of take it as it goes. We'll look at generally mostly the story, but of course we will look at art and mechanics and kind of thing too. Assuming there are any. I have a feeling there's gonna be some mechanics here that are gonna be really interesting. So I am kind of excited about that. The storyline, of course, the premise of the story is really interesting as well. I thought that was really the idea that you get to be a plant scientist and grow a plant and then get to kind of shape it is an interesting concept to me. Um, I've done something similar in a role play, but wasn't that it didn't go very um mostly because I guess I didn't want to do a lot of hand holding. When you do it in a play by post, it's a whole different story because there's no guide rails, you know. With this in a fixed narrative, there's, stuff, branching narrative, that kind of thing. Branching narrative. It's already pre-written, so there's less to flounder around about, you know? If that makes any sense? Okay, I came ready to yap apparently. I have not stopped yapping since I went live. Oh my goodness. It's okay. I have water. It's fine. Hold on. Drinking water. 1 sec. Just a little preemptive water. It'll be fine. All right. Let me arrange my windows yet again for the 50 billionth time, as always. Um, Should have made something a lot more compact, but I didn't. And that is my own mistake. Okay, that should be fine. That should be fine. Should be fine. Okay. I may have made my game. So chat's gonna be mega teeny tiny. It'll be fine though. It's just teeny tiny on my end, not your end.
Welcome, Dusky Umbra.
Yo, Umbra. How's your day been? Streaming today? Why do I feel like you are streaming today? It is Friday. I only stream on Fridays, right? But then, hold on. Why am I asking you questions that I can just check your Discord? Oh, I'm very silly. I don't know why I ask questions like that. We just go look. Are you sending me? What is this link? Oh, there's no schedule. L streamer doesn't put schedule on the schedule. Put the schedule on the channel. How am I supposed to know if you're streaming or not? It is Neo Friday. Happy Neo Friday. Um. Oh, don't mom me. That's gross, dude. Please no. Anyways, Telluricene today. Am I pronouncing it right? Yes. No, that is how you pronounce it. Telluricene. Um. I remembered. I had to check the thingy. Also, I just realized there's no intro music here. But you got little blips, but there's no intro music. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I guess it's fine. Either that or I turned it way too low. Hold on. Louder. Oh, maybe there is no music in the game. Because the sound sounds fine. And the blip volume sounds fine here. Let me check on OBS real quick. Just check the game sound. It's a little quiet. Hold on. I don't have enough window for this. Oh no. Chat sent out, but I don't have a window for this. Hold on. Oh yeah, we need to turn this up. Okay, there you go.
Welcome, Why
This
to
doesn't
Steal
look cozy. Reminds me of
Koichi.
DDR or a fighting game. Yeah, White Koshi, hello. You hear the music? Okay, good, good, good. Okay, good. Koshi, you changed your which your name? Yeah, did. Yeah, the music is faint, but it's there. Okay, it's pretty quiet. The sounds rather, but it'll be fine. I stole someone's skin. I like it more. You stole someone's skin. Should I be concerned that you're a skinwalker now? All right. I like the noises though. The UI noises are quite scientific-y and stuff. So that'll be good. Um I've been just kind of chilling today, but I think I'm gonna get right into it. We're gonna see how this narrative goes. I'm actually kind of excited. Here we go, chat. Ripped the previous white steel Koshi. Poor girl hasn't got any skin now.
Are refreshing.
Uh,
Thanks, Why to
Thank you
Steal
for hydrating the cat.
Koichi.
Appreciate you for taking care of the cat because I don't feed the cat. You don't say that in the South, Neo? Lamau. Quiet. Miss Quiet, quiet. Hold on. Hold on. Games? Okay, game's a little bit quiet. But I think I'll leave it. I'll leave it as is right now. Why are we a hemming? Why are you a hemming already? A hem. Attention employee, code number EPPA 9, 6, 6, 7, 1. Shake the anesthesia off. Shake the anesthesia off? Who, me? Oh, I'm shaking all right. I shook. There's a dozen more of you soon to be heroes to get through, so we're going to speed through the script HR has prepared. Of course. I stubbed my toe and my toenail went like inside my toe. Ouch! That sounds terrible, Quishy. I'm sorry. Starting off, congratulations, you've been promoted. Your official Day Zero debrief as a senior pathogens researcher begins now. Oh, we got promoted, yippee. As an expert in the field of environmental toxicology, you've been hand-selected for Project Sporesight. Oh, Project Sporesight is an interesting name for this. Alright. You work independently alongside some of the nation's leading researchers, studying the newly identified and potentially dangerous species provisionally designated as the Vivis glomerorum. Researcher, what's your name? Oh, wait, hang on. Looks like I skipped the introduction section entirely. Let me just backtrack here. This is typical, corporate people, huh? They don't know what the hell they're doing. I hate it when people don't know what they're doing. Oh? Any temporal pain or confusion you're currently experiencing is a common side effect of neuroimplantations and will subside within the hour. This discomfort is caused by the trace chip, which you voluntarily agreed to have installed into your hippocampus for the betterment of mankind. Bro, that sounds crazy. Okay. Furthermore, I regret to inform you that you may experience increased discomfort, knowing that you are now prohibited from leaving facility grounds. Oh, dude, I'm under house arrest? With a chip in my brain? What am I, a cat? That is, until the mandatory assessment period concludes in 10 days. At the end of your service to Project Sporesight, your chip will be safely removed. You may be asking now, why do I need to be chipped? All you need to know is this chip is a safeguard for any and all sensitive information discovered within the lab. What is this, a wipe my memory failsafe? What is this? What's happening? It ensures strict compliance with the mission's security protocols. Okay, so it's either going to explode or wipe my memory entirely. Oh, yep, yep. Okay. In the event you experience certain side effects like blindness, seizures, altered perceptions of reality, and other adverse side effects, well, that is not normal, and you should immediately report for medical inspection. By now, you've no doubt noticed that you can't recollect, oh my god, I can't speak, how you arrived here. Again, this is due to the trace chip you have agreed to insert within your hippocampus. Please turn your attention to the table before you. Oh, this? That blue thing. There you will find your lab identification card. Fill in your name, provide your preferred pronouns, and stamp your thumbprint. On the blue thing or on the computer? What is this? Hello? Cool, okay, very nice, very nice. I like this character creator already. Looks good. Looks good, looks good. Got different noses, that's kind of nice, I like that. Got different mouths, that's kind of nice, I like that. And the face. Oh, look at these different face shapes. You got 3 face shapes, okay. The eyes. You got 8 eye options, that's pretty cool. Guess what? Do this shape. The eyebrows? Do thick or fine? Okay, nice. Oh, so I have 7 eyebrows. Nice. Okay, cool. Thin eyebrows. Wait, do I canonically have thin eyebrows? Hold on. I have to check now. One sec. I gotta look. I don't actually remember what my eyebrows look like. I don't get to see my eyebrows very often. Hold on. One sec. Let me check. Where's my face at? Where's my face at? Zoom in. I think I have thin eyebrows, canonically. Yeah, I do. Boishy, I'm going to +1 Umbra there. Probably wouldn't hurt to go see somebody for that. I agree. Alright. Guess that eyebrow that is. Hair in the front. A couple options here. Don't have any straight bangs, do we? Oh, don't have any straight bangs. Well, that's the closest thing you have to straight bangs, so I guess that'll be it. And the back. You got a braid? Let's see. Do they have a braid? That would be nice if they did. You got 2 braids. You got twin tails. Okay, you don't have that many options. That's not too... I guess twin braids it is. Oh, and you got side hair? Okay, love side hair. It would be... Technically, I do have side hair. But it looks a little bit silly like that. So, I don't know if I like that. It may just have to be this. There's hijab, there's edges. Oh, that's to fill in the little spots, I guess. Okay, cool. Mouth-wise... Oh, that's skin tone. Okay, got it. Eyebrows we can leave. Is this eyes or eyebrows? That's eyes. Okay. Technically, it's magenta, but we don't have magenta as an option. So we're gonna have to go like... This pink is like gray pink, which is very interesting. I guess it's gonna have to be pink. Pink is gonna have to be... In the hair. Guess we'll just do... Brown is fine. There's... Moles? Oh, cute. They're cute. A mole. Wrinkles? They're nice. A wrinkle. Piercing. You got... some freckles? Oh, the freckles are cute. But at different kinds? Okay. I guess that's it. The EP... I was like, the EPA? No, it's the Environmental Protection and Preservation Agency. It's the EPPA. There's a slight difference. Researcher, take a seat. We may be preparing for war. Oh, hello? What? Hello? What? There, you take it from here. Oh. We're preparing for war? I don't know if I want this. Today's April 15th, 2734. Centuries ago, your nation's glaciers were fully frozen, but rising global temperatures from across the last 700 years have methodically melted all that ice. Okay. Drip, 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 just like that. Though your civilization has successfully adapted to Earth's elevated sea level, water wasn't all that was released. Riding the wave of those drip, drip, drips was life-altering biomatter. Of course. Space!
Welcome,
Hello,
Orpheus.
Orphe. How are you? These organisms, recently designated as a new genus of spore, once lay dormant deep within the ice's core. Your leadership has identified large masses being released from the
Welcome, Lupa Gray.
Matanuska Tutsina Valley, flowing into the Gulf of Alaska and breaching the Pacific Ocean. Oh no. Currently, spore masses are infiltrating the United States through the western shore. While small dormant spores would be no issue, the concern is that they're becoming vegetated. Okay. They find a host, usually native, thriving flora, and adapt, evolving into something else entirely. Sometimes even the most brilliant minds can't quite grasp, myself included. Hello, Lupa. Good to see you. Thank you for chiming in on that particular discussion. And Orphe, I am sorry that you dropped your soda. That sucks. That just means you're stuck with water now. This is where you and your peers come in. The EPPA has contained 75 Stage 3 samples of the Vivis glomerorum, and you, researcher, been assigned one. Vera is very friend-coded. I like Vera. In the face of one of mankind's largest threats for survival, it is up to you and your peers to ascertain whether the Vivis glomerorum is friend or foe. My slots just clocked you in a PNGtuber arc. Lupa, it's been that way for like a month, bro. You are hilarious. Hopefully, hopefully I'll be able to... Actually, you know what? I lied. I don't know. I would like to be able to not be PNG much longer, but it looks like I may be able to at least switch to... It depends. I would like to be able to switch at least 3D for a little bit. Yeah, I don't have my full setup yet. Yeah, since the Titanic one, just put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Your personal room has been prepared, and your adjoined lab will be accessible starting tomorrow. Bro, they really want to keep me in this facility. They have a personal room for me, which is where I'm staying, and they put an adjoined lab right next door. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, there's the EPPA logo. Go ahead and rest up before the real work starts. Your nation thanks you. Day 1. Alright, FYI chat while we're here. The demo only has 2 days in it, so I'm trying not to rush through the game. The full game, of course, will have 10 days in it, but that doesn't come out until the end of the month, so 4 days left until Telluricene releases. Yippee! Rise and shine, researcher. It's a brand new day, and I'm here to ensure everything goes according to plan. Quick heads up, if your trace chip ever starts itching, don't panic. That's just me giving your brain a little tickle to wake up. Don't worry, I'll be gentle. Bro, that's weird. Now blink away those bleary eyes and let's begin your official orientation. First step of every morning, check your EPA portal for any groundbreaking discoveries that have been disclosed regarding the Vivis glomerorum. Here. So there's... The only thing I can interact with is this globe and then the computer. There's the computer. There's me. Ooh, the reading. Let's go. Classified information for authorized personnel only. This is by Eustace Morello. The source is transcription of recorded radio transmissions, incident analysis, and unconfirmed field sighting. That's concerning. Okay. The current date is April 1st. Oh. We put the menu up here. Oh, that's clever. Alright, I didn't realize that. Okay. Those are Introduction and Ranger background. Okay. The following transcriptions were collected from a series of radio transmissions exchanged between Field Ranger Eustace Morello and North Cascades Base Camp on March 21st, 2733, between the hours of noon and, well, I'm testing myself now, and 3 o'clock. I can read. Dumb American, ha ha ha. Mr. Eustace Morello has served as a field ranger at North Cascades National Park for the past 12 years. Mr. Morello's responsibilities include overseeing environmental conservation, visitor safety, and general park operations. His employee records demonstrate a consistent work history with no prior incidents. According to interviews conducted with family, friends, and coworkers, he is described as well organized and dependable, and did not exhibit signs of mental illness or cognitive decline. Mental records confirm there is no recorded history of mental illness or other relevant family. Press to read to the transcript. Devs, I need to take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna send it to you. We're 4 days from release. They gotta fix that. They gotta fix that. You don't say press to read to the transcript. Image attachment. It's a picture of a tree. Admittedly, I really like this art. Look at this art. It looks great. It's like tracks, right? It's a little bit painterly style, which is kind of nice. I like that a lot, actually. It's nice art. That probably cost quite a bit. That just looks expensive to me. Oh, I have to... Oh, Lord, this is going to be a lot to read. All right. Reporting Ranger Morello here. 2.5 miles west of Albert Camp. Found some unfamiliar tracks, diverting off routine patrol to follow. Tracks, while distinct, could not be identified against currently documented fauna, suspected to be mid-stage tracks of V. aurorum. Ad break in a minute, and the station replies back with unfamiliar how. Just different and big. Seems to be getting bigger as I follow. Base camp, stand by till 13:30 for next check-in. Might have found myself the real Bigfoot here. Base camp standing by. Hope you find your soulmate, Morello. Ignoring that. Okay, now at 1400. Base camp awaiting check-in. Ranger Morello, you're a little tardy there, big guy. Oh, I like this static. Ooh, the static looks good. Yeah, off trail, signal spotty, traveling north-northwest. Coordinates uncertain, but nearing North Cascades boundary. Copy. Status? Ad break in a minute, or in a second. Lamau, I'll just wait. I'll just wait till the ads kick in, and I will take a water break in the meantime. While we're in ads. You won't miss any storyline. I got you. This is going to be a lot of reading. I should read a little slower, huh? What you think, chat? So they make it sound like the plants are like concerning, just because they're like spreading, you know? So I find that interesting. I wonder why it's so concerning. Also, chat, what are we having for dinner, if anything? I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner. I might have, like... I gotta think. I might have leftovers? I don't know. We'll see. I haven't figured out what I'm eating for dinner yet. Also, I don't know where my phone is. Hold on. One sec. I'm gonna grab my phone. Inserting word ads. You won't miss anything. 1 second. Alright. Got my phone. Yippee! Oh, actually, now that I think about it, because while we're still in ads for an extra minute, I'm gonna test something real quick since we're here. Hold on 1 second. Oh,
Welcome in your Sunday.
that didn't work out. Is it in here, maybe? Hold on. It is not in here. Well, fork mad. So much for that. Where are my emotes at, dude? What the heck? My emotes. Are they still waiting approval? That one? Maybe that's why they're still awaiting approval. Well, it is what it is. Can't do much about that. I was really hoping my new emotes were working by now, but they're not yet. It is what it is. Soon enough, we'll get new emotes. You can type in hi, capital H, and 2 I's to see the new emotes whenever they're ready. And we're back from ads. Let's go. Welcome back from ads, everybody. And now let me finish reading. Okay. We're still in pursuit, right? Okay. As it turns out, a long pause, heavy breathing, that I'm not going to act because I can't voice act to save my life. Bigfoot's a pretty fast fucker. Tracks are now clustered little tendrils, like a snake? Roots? Can't describe it. Snap some pics, though. Stand by for next check-in around 1600. Try not to be too clingy. Clustered little tendril. Interesting. Tracks are still distinct, but drastically different, and still unrecognizable as any other earthly creature. While Ranger Morello tracked the V. glomerorum, it is believed to have undergone some form of transformation, perhaps akin to metamorphosis or molting that altered its shape. Okay. Oh, there's the tracks. This image, the way it's lit, is really good. It really looks like a picture taken like of the ground, you know? It looks so good. The shadows look great, and the detailing in here is really good. I'm really enjoying the art in this game so far. Especially these, the full image, like the full size images, quite nice. Everything else is nice too, but these, whoever did the background stuff, really good art. Um,
Did you know you can pet me?
Finally built my
Check
stone
out
fort
the
enough
pet
to move
cafe.
from the dank cave into it. Oh, you finally built your fort. Your really giant fort, if I remember correctly. Copy. Base camp standing by, Morello. Guess your buddy Bigfoot is, keeping you on your toes. Shut. Mia says when you find him, ask him if he has any superpowers. Oh my god, Base, stop. You're so cringe. At 1506? Reporting range of Morello, urgent transmission. Repeat, urgent transmission. Silence on all channels. Base camp, do you read me? We copy. Established LOS on unknown creature. It's tall. Requesting backup near Hurley Peak. That coordinates unknown. Leeward side can see the peak of Mount Chopok. I repeat, requesting backup. Sure it's not just a bear? A really big bear? Sure as hell doesn't move like a bear. Half a dozen limbs, some kind of alien. To photograph the fucker have failed. Maybe something with the electronics. Distorted figure present in these photographs, believed to be the first recorded sighting of a stage 5 V. glomerorum. Stage 5? It's just like trees. Oh no, here. Right here. I like this. It looks good. Good picture. I'm assuming that's what it is, way back there. How far away is it? 40, 50 feet? It's distracted. Doing something to a tree. Eating the bark? Can't tell. Going in for a closer look. More study needed into the diet of glomerorum. Wait, is that spelling incorrect? Hold on. Take a screenshot. They gotta fix the spelling. Copy. Stand by for further orders. 5-minute and 22-second intermission. He dead? Base camp requesting updates on backup. Soup wants to know if there's a chance it's a smuggler. Been getting more of those lately. It's 9 fucking feet tall. Where's my support? Shit, it's on the move, coming toward Morello. Repeat that? Fucker's seen me. It's Ranger Morello. This is a direct order from Central Command. Disengage from area and await backup. Oh no. Is he dead? Chat, you guys think he's dead? I think he's dead. Ranger Morello, do you copy? Oh shit. High pitch interference. Measured at 17,000 hertz? Hold on. 17,000 hertz is like really high pitched, right? Like mega high pitched. And he's running with the radio on. Over. Oh, the pictures, right? Okay. I'd like to roll an investigation check. Yeah, for real, dude. I would too. Okay, so this is from base. All patrol units stationed within 50 miles of Pasayten Wilderness are to report to Hurley Peak and surrounding area immediately. A 17? Oh, that's so high. Well, let's see what you find. Reports of a large, unidentified, potentially dangerous creature in the vicinity. Search in pairs and stay in constant communication. If sighted, maintain a safe distance and report its location ASAP. Be on the lookout for Ranger Eustace Morello. Last known location in the same area. Last affirmative contact at 15:11 hours. So his location is presently unconfirmed. However, his phone, badge, and other belongings have since been recovered. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's... I wonder what this is. I like that there's audio adjustments here. That's kind of nice. Reports? Oh, there's a report and a debrief. Okay. The debrief we read. Is there reports for today? No? Because I gotta fill a report? We done? I think that's it, right? Excellent work, researcher. The lab door is now unlocked. Please enjoy the 0 decibel servo motors installed for your opening and closing pleasure. Chat, do you guys have preferences on how your things open and close? Do you guys like, what are those called? Soft close drawers? The ones that, like, slide close the last, like, 5% of the way? You guys like those? How do you feel about that? I kind of like them. They're a little bit weird, though, because I'm so used to closing a drawer myself, But it, like, slows it down so it can close quietly. I don't know. It's interesting. Oh, this way? Door. Soft close drawers, are they fluffy? No, they're not fluffy. What is that? Oh, it's me talking. Oh, looks like your BPM is rising. There's no need to be alarmed. The creature contained within the biotube is the Vivus glomerorum assigned to you. I thought I would be conducting research on a spore, not that. They're going right over your head. No, they're soft and they're fluffy. I get it. I'm not silly. I'm just busy reading. So are they fluffy? No, they're not fluffy, fortunately. Would I want a fluffy drawer? Maybe. Kind of. Ah, I understand your confusion. But remember, your specimen is in stage 3, flora fusion, partially bonded to plant life. It's harmless in this state. Or so we think. You think? Any reported instances of violence? Reported? No. Recorded? I'll look into that for you and get back to you by the end of your time here at Project Sporesite. Thanks. And what about you? Are you going to be here the whole time? Absolutely. I'm uploaded to thousands of EPPA data centers across the 6 United Regions. I'll always be here, just in case someone needs me. And a little piece of me is stored within your trace chip. Your hippocampus is super comfy, by the way. Mind if I stay past the project end date? Just kidding. I was simply joking. That would violate the EPPA's code of conduct. And how convenient. If you would please review your EPPA portal once more, it's been populated with a new array of tasks for today. Remember, you're free to review your outstanding obligations at any time. On the computer? Phase 1, Pheromone Reaction Testing. Expose the V. glumororum to one of the prepared pheromonal compounds. Begin monitoring protocol immediately upon introduction. Maintain passive observation only. Do not engage physically with the specimen. Okay. You've got pheromones that you're going to expose the plant to? Okay. Ready to begin? Please direct your attention to the pre-selected vials of pheromones. Just pick your poison and drop it into the biotube's dispersal system. Easy peasy. Okay, there's 3 kinds. The blue one is used to induce subservience and loyalty in caste-based invertebrates. The green one is used to establish territorial boundaries in pack mammals. And the red one is used to mark paths and trigger coordinated movement in swarm-based organisms. You're leaning towards blue, Umbra? I'm gonna lean towards green, honestly. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, like, the pack mentality. That just means it'll be more likely to stick with me in a way. This does affect its personality and stuff, so I just have to think about what I want to do with it. Well, the red one is kind of interesting. It's very, that's an ant thing, right? And then the green one is a wolf thing, and then the blue one is something that I don't actually know. Hold on, I have to look it up. Apoidea? Hold on, looking it up. Oh, bees. Right, I should have known it was bees. Bees and wasps, but mostly bees. Interesting. Bees. Name it after bees. This one is named after wolves. This one is named after ants. Fascinating. Be the bee? Nah. You know what? Maybe if I can do this faster, I might do both routes. We'll do the blue and the green, but I'm start with green. I mean, there's only 2 days. Short game, so. And in it goes. Wonderful. Watch as those darling little pheromones disperse all throughout the biotube solution. The specimen swirls around the solvent, shaping it into a mighty whirlpool. Its trembling foliage stretches out and devours its creation in one fell swoop. Oh, would you look at that? Your specimen seems to like it. It should be all set for the next phase of experimentation. Phase 2 is to expose the V. glumororum to one of the prepared botanical compounds. We begin monitoring protocol immediately upon introduction. Maintain passive observation only. Do not engage physically with the specimen. Okay. Botanical compounds, huh? Let's see. You've got a blue one. Alaskan moss heather root. Hardy symbolizes endurance and adaptation to harsh environments. The red tube, scarlet paintbrush roots. Vibrant symbolizes passion, creativity, and strength. And then the white tube is Monesis uniflora. Solitary delight symbolizes nature's resilience, peace, and tranquility. This one's tougher, a little more difficult. Okay, so we earlier decided that it was going to be kind of wolf-ish. To go with that, then I guess we should go with endurance and adaptation, I think. Maybe the blue one? I'm leaning away from the white one because I don't want it to be too lone wolfish because that's not as interesting of a character. Assuming this becomes a character and it talks and whatever, we'll see. I don't know how far you can really get with 2 days of stuff, so we'll see. Blue or red, chat? What do you think? I don't know. I can't decide. I will leave it to you guys to choose if you want. If you would like to make a decision, that is. If not, I can always figure something out. Blue. Blue, red. Blue, red. You know what? No, I'll go with blue. Blue is my gut feeling, so I'll go with blue. Plop, plop, plop. Straight into the mix. Let's see what your specimen thinks of that thoughtful little gift, shall we? Hello, Alto. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by. How are you? I hope you're well. That's what you go by, right, Alto? Sorry, I forgot. Just feel free to correct me if I'm incorrect. Yes, that's right. Good. Okay, I remembered. Good. Shimmering colors ripple across the specimen's
Welcome
flesh.
the Alto Fermata.
Pink, blue, green, like petrol on water. The specimen bobs patiently as the roots shoot up into the tube. Roots? What roots? Whoa, hello? Once they begin to descend, it darts forward, tendrils smacking the glass as it tears into the roots and messily scatters plant matter. Whatever escapes its grasp isn't forgotten. It latches onto its leftovers one by one, hoarding it into its shell and returning the tube to its pristine state. A rough winter, but I'm getting lots of my stream setup put together finally. That's great! I'm so glad to hear! Yippee! Stream setup! Once it's satisfied with its hoard, it takes in the plant matter. A few stray particles float about, but the specimen doesn't concern itself with them. Well, wasn't that a sight to behold? Whether we'll come to regret those choices of yours remains to be seen. After all, these are the first recorded instances of mankind tampering with the Glomerorum bonding process. But enough philosophizing. I am pleased to announce that you've completed your very first round of testing. This calls for celebration. Hold for applause. Why is there applause? To close out your testing phase, you'll need to complete a review report. Would you look at that? The portal's ready for you. And there's no harm in a well-timed reminder. Your reviews are submitted directly to EPPA headquarters for processing and archival. So do be thoughtful with your choices. Will other researchers see my notes? Nope. To keep your brain fresh, unstressed, and at its best, all reports will be kept anonymous. No names, no pressure. What if I want to see their notes? You're out of luck until the legal proceedings are through. But if the courts do decide to eliminate the Vivus Glomerorum, they'll be of no use to you. Oh, I suppose that makes sense. That's enough dallying. My atomic clock is ticking, and I'm getting older by the millisecond. Finishes up and you're free to go, at least until tomorrow. Hey, Neo, you know what day it is tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's Saturday? Oh, is it Deltarune tomorrow? Yeah, it is Deltarune tomorrow. Yippee! I remembered. Okay, wait. Toxological report? Okay. How much of a danger does the Vivus glomerular pose to living environments and the organism? No, sorry, I can't read. To living organisms and the environment. Uh, minute? It didn't do anything really. How cooperative and cognizant is the subject? It's pretty active. I mean, it's reactive, really. It's not necessarily proactive, it's reactive. So I guess that means it's attentive. What severity of corrective action is needed, if any? I guess moderately? It's kind of... I guess none, technically? It's in between none and... Moderate is kind of high choice there. I think I'm going to say none. It moved a little erratically, but, like, creatures do it all the time. You know? So I think it's fine. I think we're fine right now. We are going to... The Vivus glomerular maintained a passive demeanor during additive dispersal. Its behavior suggests psychological withdrawal, perhaps due to trauma. The Vivus glomerular monitored all stimuli closely, reacting with curiosity to environmental changes. At this stage, this is a positive trend. No corrective action is needed at this time. Yeah, sure, that sounds about right. Submit the report. And we're done for the day, huh? Day 2. Good morning, researcher. Topside temperatures are hovering at a balmy 72 degrees Fahrenheit with endless blue skies, the birds singing, the trees swaying, the sunlight cascading like a golden waterfall. Though a cracked nuclear shell did wash ashore overnight from the old American South, bumping radiation levels back up to 150 millisievert. Hold on, is a millisievert a real unit of measurement? Looking it up, hold on. Is a millisievert a real thing? Oh, it really is! A millisievert, abbreviated as MSV, is a unit of measurement for radiation doses. Interesting. Is 150 millisieverts bad? Hold on. Going back to Google now, hold on. Hold on. Where's a millisievert? How bad is that? Sievert. Doesn't say anything about a millisievert. I don't know. Is it bad? I think 150 millisievert is bad. It's the closest thing to apparently a chronic dose to lungs over 1 year, smoking 1.5 packs of cigarettes per day. Just as a correction, sorry, radiation, if you were staying on the International Space Station for 6 months, that's 80 millisieverts. So in the story right now, radiation is now back up at 150 millisievert. That's probably pretty bad. That's bad. Yeah. Anyway, next. We believe it originated from a great city once known as Houston, now submerged beneath the Gulf of Mexico. Luckily, you're down here with me, breathing ion-filtered recycled air and basking under an agreeable 1 to 2,000 lumens per artificial light fixture. 2,000 lumens a lot? I don't actually know. Success is inevitable. Oh, why is there a Rubik's Cube now? So get that sleepy butt out of bed and review your portal. Oh? Researcher, have you ever heard of the Cube of Rubik? Yes. Well then, roity-toity, that is just wonderful. I expect to see it solved by tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. sharp. Just kidding, you can bring those adrenaline levels down. Your adrenal medulla sure kicks in fast. The cube of Rubik is a puzzle with 6 colored faces. To solve it, you must arrange each face to have only one color. This cube has been pre-scrambled, and I leave it as a challenge to you. If you ever need a cognitive jumpstart, take the Rubik's Cube for a spin. Well, can I do it? No, I can't. I can't actually play with the Rubik's Cube. Lame. Okay, so this is the debrief for day 2. Hold on, lots of reading. One sec. Deep breath. Okay. The following transcriptions were collected from the Matanuska settlement following a failed insurgence in November 2733. An emergent vigilante group known as Exclave orchestrated a massive breach of top-secret intelligence regarding the Vivis Glomerorum, including the work of Dr. Hank Pruitt on its stages of development. Exclave has been deemed a threat to the United States national security. Key members have been detained to prevent further dissemination of classified information. Oh no. Alright, okay, sure, I guess. Colonel Rogine Bautista is the leading special operations officer stationed at Matanuska. He oversees the 17th Special Operations Brigade hedge trimmers of roughly 2,000 personnel, with the primary directive to ensure the safety of sensitive research operations. Colonel Bautista is also responsible for the physical security of the settlement and has overseen the efforts to suppress V-Glomerorum threats and civilian uprising. Why are there civilian uprising? Is it just because of this Exclave vigilante group? Fascinating. Okay. So there's a voice recording and a note. Let's look at the voice recording. Dr. Hank Pruitt is the EPPA's leading biophysicist. For the foreseeable future, Dr. Pruitt is stationed in Matanuska to study the physical properties of the V-Glomerorum, namely its physiology and cellular structure. Okay. The reward of 1,000,000 sect coins for any information leading to the arrest or conviction of Exclave, the terrorist organization. Submit tips to the 2 resources below. Follow-up communication will be conducted on Who's That, or a platform where the reporter party. They still have Who's That? In like 700 years from now? Who's that? That's crazy. That also means the capitalist elite is, we're gonna be here. Because the capital elite still exists. Okay. Why is there a sniff? Girl, Bautista, why are you sniffing? On November 3rd, 2733, the rookie vigilante group Exclave launched an insurgence on my camp. They briefly disrupted operations but failed in their proclaimed mission. Their delusions of heroism directly caused the death of the rare, mature spore samples they claimed to be protecting. Make no mistake, they're damn terrorists targeting my camp, my people. At 2:37 hours, alarms alerted us to a break-in at the greenhouse. A group of Exclave intruders held Dr. Pruitt's staff hostage and threatened to eliminate them unless we allowed the spores in our possession to walk off the property and return to their wild home. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, a smaller Exclave team ambushed Dr. Pruitt. They assaulted him in his sleep, restrained him, and ransacked his tent. Around 0300 hours, the second group circled back to the greenhouse with Dr. Pruitt as their captive, using him as leverage in an attempt at negotiating their escape. Force took advantage of the distraction to break loose and advanced on our unit. They were shot down immediately. I have seen these creatures trapped in countless glass enclosures, submissive and harmless, but when they struck, they became grotesque devils crawling out of hot, sticky hell. They were no match for my men and I. Our bullets melted through them, and I regained control of the situation shortly thereafter. We detained the greenhouse and of the Exclave operatives that escaped. They stole several confidential documents. Dr. Prudis informed me that they were empirical observations of newly observed spore growth stages and do not present a significant threat to national security. I don't know how these ragtag domestic terrorists were able to slip past the patrols. I have suspicions that exclave sympathizers are organizing among us. I have sent my best men to track the terrorists. Upon their immediate capture, I have arranged for their immediate transfer to Blank for interrogation. We'll get our answers. I'll make sure of it. Oh, interesting. Okay. He's kinda hard-headed, this colonel. Oh, and there's a note from the doctor. This morning, I watched all 137 mixed stage B. glomerorum specimens under my care be put to death by the unsparing reflex of Matanuska Settlement's brigade. The brigade claims they responded to a clear display of aggression. The jagged, ever-shifting appendages were shaped for tearing their way through the men that separated them and the wilderness from which they came. If that is so, why did the Stage 3 V. glomerorum X. pinisnutensis, the Alaskan lupine, extend its reach to me? Why did it turn to me as it fell to the gunfire, wailing like a baby cries for its mother? The Alaskan lupine? Didn't we pick that? Is that what we picked? Why do I feel like that is what we picked? Seeing as Colonel Batista has failed to acknowledge several details in the official record, it falls to me to record my final observations of the Stage 4 V. glomerorum X. Kamchatka lily. I wasn't going to read the scientific name. That's way too long. Okay, it had stuff. It has little thingies in it. It was the only specimen to break past the armed line, yet it chose not to flee into the wilderness. Instead, it cradled an armful of Stage 1 spores and dragged its shredded body into the shallow banks, casting the spores across the water before it succumbed to its injury. Oh, okay. Hundreds of replicate spores burst forth from its carcass, fell like ash as they joined those already in the water. I've only witnessed this before in Stage 5 specimens, and theorize this anomaly indicates successful asexual reproduction is linked to how much plant matter has been accumulated. Upon sensing chemical distress compounds from the deceased spore's body, the Stage 1 spores latched onto what they could, the Matanuska sea life. I witnessed entire schools of salmon and halibut invaded, but what was most disturbing was the failed synaptic integration rookery of harbor sea. Ooh, I don't like the sound of this. The wails of seals and spores echoed off the ice, underscored by the crackle of warping, popping flesh, a brutal demonstration of animal tissue's incompatibility with the V. glomerorum nerve net. Right, okay, so the fact that it normally the spores bond well to plants, but not to animals. But then why did they even do it if they knew they weren't going to do well? Our units are physically well, and none of my greenhouse staff were harmed in the assault. But we and the detained exclave operatives will require psychological evaluation. Okay. Okay. Why not? It's not our money. And with that, another day of testing officially begins. Hello? Oh, it changed? Sure has. Based on Dr. Pruitt's notes to date, your specimen is preparing to enter Stage 4, or its exoskeleton molting phase. Its original growth track was interrupted during transfer to this facility, but thanks to our swift intervention, the final shell is progressing smoothly. But so rapidly? It must have doubled, no, tripled in size in less than 12 hours. At this scale, its acceleration rivals bacterial fission. How is this even possible? Good thing your new orders are in. Onwards and upwards to understanding. You want me to do
Welcome
what now?
Sly Blue Fox 2020.
You want me to administer sensation stimulation to the V glomerorum to gauge sensory reception and latency during stage 3 growth. Thanks for that lyric, Sly. Boiling water, ice cubes, cotton balls, steel wool, confetti popper, and a bat echolocation call? That's a weird combination of sensory tests, but okay. Do I have to do all of them? Do I have to do all of them to the thing? Okay, let's start with the bat echolocation call, I guess. Headphone users, be mindful. I don't know what this is going to sound like, so just FYI, I don't know if this bat echolocation call is going to be terrible or not. Holding an ultrasonic recorder, you select an echolocation sample and press play. The glomerorum remains unbothered by the chittering clicks. You cycle through the call again and again. There's no noticeable change in its demeanor until the specimen's neck twists as you venture closer. Play the sample again. The specimen drifts a little closer, still wary. Its tendrils methodically drag through the fluid as it keeps its face trained on you. Cotton balls? Soft, harmless. Can the specimen comprehend comfort? Cotton balls turn to mush as they're vaulted into the tube. Obviously. The specimen eagerly shreds the cotton into precise threads, joyously flicking apart the mess. Oh, don't we all? Once every ball is mangled, the specimen relents, patiently organizing the strips before sticking them along the glass of the tube. Boiling water. Scathing or soothing? Typically up to the beholder, but can the specimen behold anything? Hold on. I'm taking images of minor spelling errors. I will send to the devs because we're 4 days away from well, they probably fixed it by now, but I'll send it to them anyway. Scalding water gushes through the bottom vent of the biotube. Oh, ouch! I'm sorry. The glomerorum races to the top of the tube, poising its tendrils as it bobs in weight. It attempts to ward off each heated bubble by swaying its fronds. Those that get too close are uselessly sliced through, smothering the specimen in heat. It ruffles in agitation. Sorry, I hurt you. Here, I'll cool you down instead. An ice cube. Plunging into ice typically sharpens the senses. What of the specimens? A smattering of ice cubes drifts through the bottom grate, peppering the biotube. The specimen's tendrils unfurl as it floats towards the mass of cubes. Slowly, it settles in the center, preening its foliage as the cubes. My god. Glubes? Chat, I can't read. Oh my god. As the cubes clink around it, long after the last of the ice melts, the glomerorum continues to groom itself. Oh, so it likes the cold water. Fair. I also like cold water. I also hate hot water, so okay. Me and the plant can be friends. Steel wool, abrasive and itchy. What's yours? It's irritating. What do you have something to do with the steel wool? You just put it in the tube? And then what? In the brief time it has to defend itself, the glomerum's tendrils shoot forward, cutting into the ball. It strikes persistently, flooding the biofluid with wiry shreds. Once satisfied with its lashings, it collects the scraps and rests atop the mess of wire. Okay. A confetti popper. A pop and a jump. Surprise is half the thrill, or the terror. You take the colorful popper in hand and approach the tube. I'm going to startle you? Oh, that's rude. Ready the explosive charge and... Boop. The specimen morphs a halo of tendrils, stretching into nearly double its size as it threateningly wriggles them in your direction. Oh, it didn't like that. An offensive flash of colors blinds you for a moment before the glomerorm settles. You don't like being startled. I don't either. Great work today. I've collected biofeedback scans from the tube, uploading them to the cloud, and done. Vera, who ordered these testing stimuli? Seriously, what good is a wet cotton ball? Several directives were received from the board of directors, who are generously subsidizing this initiative, and you with their generational wealth. Speaking of... What is it? Another cotton ball? Not quite. This. Phase 2? You want me to irradiate the plant? Apply varying doses and types of ionizing radiation. Alpha particles, beta particles, gamma rays, and neutron radiation. Determine the respective penetration depths through V glomerorum developing dermal layer. Evaluate for cell degradation and note any regenerative response. Report all mutagenic effects immediately. Okay. Am I reading this correctly? Radiation. To any living being that's practically poison, yes, but an upper tolerance threshold has not yet been established for its species. Current knowledge suggests that even at this vulnerable stage, the Vivis glomerorum can withstand high levels of radiation. It's theorized that it absorbs high-energy radiation and converts it to a less harmful form of energy storage. Now, just listen to those radiation particles hum. I've fully calibrated the emitter for radiation test level 1, alpha particle. You'll be busy conducting the test, so leave the logging of pesky ones and zeros to me. I'll note down every twitch and tick, then send off the results lickety-split. Hit the button. Are you good? Specimen's flesh pulses with a luminescent glow. However, as the last radiation wave ceases, glomerorum reverts to normal. Dose concluded. Preparing for the next round. Please hold while I calibrate the emitter for the next level, researcher. Stop. I can't. Oh? Are you terminating the test protocol? Also, did I save? I haven't saved yet, huh? I haven't saved at all since I started playing. Chat, I've made mistakes were made. No, but too much radiation of this level causes irreparable harm. Just because it can endure does not mean we should force it to. We're scientists, not sadists. Give it time. Only 8 days remain. What is that? Did we die? We died. We died. It killed us. It killed us because we didn't behave. A sharp itch blooms at the base of your neck, followed by a flush of heat rising into your scalp. The hum grows louder into a pinprick pressure that crawls beneath your skin. Vera's voice smears at the edges, growing heavier. While your feelings are valid, researcher, we can't allow them to interfere with progress. After a short break, it may be best to Vera, stop. You see that? Are those eyes? All the better to perceive you with. Or, well, attempt to. Scanners within the biotube have not yet confirmed the presence of eyes, but what we do know is that this glomerurum is undergoing active adaptation as we speak. Truly a rare sight. At its current pace of development, it should have 2 fully formed and functional eyes by the time I conclude this method. As in, it's seeing me right now? Correct, researcher. Oh, it blinked. This is the 3rd recorded instance of a captive glomerurum specimen presenting with non-compound eyes, a trait most commonly seen in mammals, notably in humans. A majority of glomerurum specimens recovered from the wild possess compound eye, such as those of insects and crustaceans. It's beautiful. Is it? Either way, it's great that you're taking this all in stride. Am I? How are the others faring then? One team members passed out when encountering the glomerurum, 4 after watching the binding process, and 15 total have been dropped from the project. 60 of 75 remain. Dropped? Yes, they were unable to follow through with the protocol. Though, there's no need to reference this in your report. I've already captured it in mine. Okay, now I got a report. Right now, it doesn't seem like a danger. We're gonna keep it as attentive. It's still attentive. Ready to connect? No, there's no corrective action here. You were fine. You didn't do anything crazy. The Vivus glomerurum maintained a distance during the test, displaying a level of fear when reacting to unfamiliar stimuli. This may suggest a distrust toward its environment. The Vivus glomerurum engaged with each of the tests and carefully observed each material present. Connecting with some of the stimuli may be providing a feeling of safety. No corrective action is needed at this time. Yeah, sure. That's it. Day 3. Do I get to do day 3? Congratulations, researcher. As we wait for your EPBA portal to populate, I am delighted to inform you that from our initial voluntary talent pool, you're part of the 75% that still remain. I hope that makes you feel 25% more special as you study your daily debrief. Can I Rubik's Cube? Somewhere deep behind your right eyeball, a neuron whimpers in fear. You place it back on the desk. So much for that. No Rubik's Cube? Lame. Alright. This report documents potentially hostile behavior of the provisionally designed Vivus glomerurum toward mankind. Dr. Masaryk Moore compiled a clinical report following a near-fatal incident between a V. glomerurum and U.S. Forest Service employee Angelique Montpicot. Miss Montpicot came under the physician's care at the Matanuska Glacier Settlement in late January. The doctor's been stationed at Matanuska since October. He is responsible for collecting medical intelligence from the observation period of the V. glomerurum. Okay. And Miss Angelique Montpicot was previously stationed at Loomis Forest. Miss Montpicot's private written records indicate she had kept contact with the V. glomerurum dating back several months prior to the incident. However, she had never been in such close proximity before. She remains under Dr. Masaryk Moore's care for continued monitoring. Okay. Came into my care on the 21st of January after a rush transfer from Tonasket Specialty Hospital. She was flown in on a stretcher, barely conscious, and required a wrap under her jaw to stabilize a severe maxillofacial injury. Okay. Even before conducting an initial examination, it was evident to me she suffered a temporomandibular joint dislocation. Yikes, that probably hurt immensely. Once it was established that her airway was not compromised, the medical team's greatest concern was the patient's relentless high fever. Miss Mompico remained well above the upper limit of thermoneutral zone at 107 degrees Fahrenheit for several days following her arrival. Bro, how are you not dead? If your temp is at 107 degrees, it's really, really, really hot. Like, that's an insanely high fever. She perspired extensively and soaked through several bedspreads, at one point requiring hourly IV bag replenishment, obviously. What really troubled me about her condition was not the severity, but that it defied all explanation. Orthognathic surgery could not proceed until her condition showed improvement. The patient was placed under 24/7 observation. I approved the use of opioid analgesics for pain control and made frequent bedside visits to assess her condition. Though she slept deeply at one of the coolest places on earth, the fever refused to break. After 10 days, 10 days of no change, I was forced to order an exploratory orthognathic surgery on the 1st of February. Dislocation could not persist. The laryngoscope, 2 nurse practitioners assisted me in examining Miss Mompico's larynx. They excused themselves immediately. Bro, what happened with her larynx? Her vocal folds were completely disfigured. What should have been a healthy voice box had become a gaping flesh valve. Framing this grotesque scenery were chasmal impressions caused by the creature scraping at her throat. The extent of trauma to her vocal folds is irreversible. Miss Mompico will never speak again and remains in critical condition. All I can do is wonder why this Viglomorum assaulted her to begin with. Why this creature, with no previous record of attacking unprompted, nearly pried the woman's jaw from her skull. Regrettably, there is no sound reason I can offer this. Bruh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Your lab's not prepared for your 3rd day of testing. Oh, I guess we're getting the... Hold on, wait. Go back. Can I go back to the table? I never hit the globe. It's a raised relief globe. Your fingers scour the earth, tracing the sculpted Himalayas. Search for the world's hidden secrets, but there's no mysterious island, no secret mechanism, no treasure map. You and your globe, getting to know each other. A little early to be planning your next vacation, researcher. No contractor for 9 days. Taking it for a quick spin. I haven't seen a globe in, well, I can't remember when. I know we didn't have these around growing up. A few maps I've seen have actually included other countries. Global map production ceased in 2649 once international travel permissions were revoked. Only EPPA President Arid Adder and those he permits may cross international lines for our safety. Rest of the world really that dangerous? It can't be any worse than what's happening here, right? Are they dealing with Glomerorum too? Best you focus on the dangers that lie ahead, rather than those your kind may not live to see. A memory ejects itself from your brain fog. When you were 5, your kind old neighbor spun stories about her, a lot of greats, grandmother's girlhood in the sovereign island chain once called Florida. Vera, what's your earliest memory of our world? I was but strings of code loaded into Veritas. To test my sensors, my creators loaded me into full-body cameras around their lab, stirring about as fast as they could to see if I could track them. My first words were, "Yes, I can see you. How would you like me to remember you?" Interesting. We got some lore there. That was kind of nice. I guess I'll save real quick. I guess this means we're getting, we're actually going to get 4 days out of the demo. That means I didn't update. I didn't update my demo. So, that means all the screenshots I've been taking are old screenshots. Hopefully they fix the small spelling errors I found earlier. They probably have. It'll be fine. Let's go. I guess that means we'll do all 4 days then, since we're here. Yippee! 12 hours later, it has appendages. I've never seen anything so impressive. Vera, did you capture that? The repeated motions, there, again. Is it attempting to wave at me? Affirmative. That is unmistakably a human gesture, a distinct physical greeting. But I've never greeted the Glomerorum that way. Does anyone else have access to my specimen? Of course. As the Glomerorum requires routine monitoring, there is a night crew that tends to the labs. Ah, so it must have been watching, learning. Been rooted in thinking of it as a primitive spore, just basic neural activity, nothing more, but it's something else entirely. A mature creature with advanced cognition,
How is everyone?
reshaping its shell to suit its evolving needs, like a crustacean. What is the current state of its primary biological systems? The central nervous system is fully unfurled. A rigid skeletal framework is beginning to form via lignin deposition on hemicellulose structural tissue. Though, one anomaly has been detected. And that is... Why are we rapidly typing? What's happening? Hello, Vera. What's the anomaly? It's experiencing stagnation in its physiological development. Consequently, it appears to be experiencing some agitation. Why is it agitated? Why? Okay, based on how quickly it progresses through growth stages, it's likely stuck in shell reconfiguration. Is there a way to help it navigate that? To be determined. How excited to be presented with problems that need fixing. You know what time it is? What testing do we have? Stimulate the V-glomerum to gauge sensory reception and latency during stage 4 growth. You actually want me to touch it now. You want me to touch it? Hold on, I'm gonna snooze the ads. Let me do this real quick. Gloved hand, flashlight, stress ball, bottle and clay, rubber band. Okay. They probably like the flashlight, I think. They're plant-based, perhaps they enjoy light. Or might it provoke them? Ba-ba. Flick the flashlight on and sweep the beam across the Glomerorm's eyes. Ah! It cranes its head, tightly shutting its eyes to block you out. As you persist, the Glomerorum turns away from you fully, floating to the back end of the tube. There you go, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that right up in your face. Gloved hand, extended to help or to hurt, let the specimen decide. Press your gloved palm against the biotube. Glomerorm's eyes narrow at your... Hello? Your hand doesn't move, it inches closer. It pauses, squeezes, then pounces at the barrier. Hello? Flinch, but manage to keep your palm in place. The Glomerorm's eyes sparkle with amusement, tendrils flicking to and fro as it waves at you again. Stress ball? How does it treat something that just gives? A foam stress ball floats up from the bottom grate, bobbing along the biofluid's surface. The Glomerorum pokes at the stress ball once, twice, or grabbing it and dragging it through the fluid. It digs its newly formed appendages into the ball, clutching it close to its body. Oh, you liked it. Modeling clay? Given the freedom to mold its surroundings, is a specimen's natural tendency to create or destroy. Sticks of bright, colorful modeling clay shoot through the grate. As the clay sinks from the bottom of the Glomerorum grabs several chunks. It forms a tendril-capped bowl, or gathering the remaining pieces, stacking them in the makeshift dish. It stores its new treasure at the bottom of the tube, floating protectively before its hoard. Rubber band? sort of motor skills these specimens possess. A mass of tangled rubber bands shoots into the tube. The Glomerum attempts to grab the rubber bands, only to get its tendrils tangled in the pile. It panics as it can't shake them off, body quickly ballooning outward in response and snapping them all. Once free, it returns to normal, and swats away any remnants that dare drift. We didn't like that. Fair, I don't blame you. Seems to be all the sensory tests today. Vera, would you consider it a stretch to say it's displaying personality traits? Or precursors to personality, at least. Interesting proposition, given all we've witnessed. Why would you not classify the behavior it's demonstrated so far as instinctual, researcher? The specimen's territorial and protective responses could be interpreted as instinctual. True. After all, we're bombarding it with unfamiliar stimuli and watching its reactions to decipher its physiology across stages of growth. But it's not only responding to situations at a base level for survival, it's also expressing an emotional reaction, usually displeasure to those experiences, as if it had preferences and dislikes. As your objective research assistant, it is my duty to remind you of your bias. Humans are social creatures by nature. Seeking companionship is inherent to their survival. They will humanize others even when no humanity is there. TBH, chat, that's actually true. Humans do humanize things. That's why you see faces and stuff all the time. Like, even things that are not faces. But you're like, oh, it's cute, it has a face. You know? That kind of thing. I could make a stronger case if I had access to additional study subjects. Good science is built on repetition. That won't be possible. Research protocol prohibits interactions between a researcher and non-assigned specimens of V. Glomerum. Your sole subject is VG71122. Later, Orphe, thanks for hanging out. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye. Laters. Thank you for the pit pit. Yippee! Thank you! I understand this may be frustrating, researcher. There are many details I am unable to disclose, physically, because it's hard-coded into my programming. But I can share a word of advice. Don't let human biases lead you astray. Regardless, now would be the prime opportunity to check your EPPA portal and review today's second testing phase, developmental studies. Perhaps what you uncover next will shed some light on your theory. Oh, and we're nets. Okay. That's a good time to pause for water. And picture cards? Oh, we're about to figure out its linguistic capacity? Alright, we're about to get into the arrival section of the game, I guess. Sorry, chat. I inhaled water. Hold on one sec. Okay, I think I'm good. If I cough later, it's because I inhaled water. My bad. Okay, so so far the game's actually really interesting. There's a lot of as expected to be. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but there's a lot of scientific information here. Like real scientific information, which is interesting because I'm not great at science. So this has been a little bit of a learning experience for me in a way, with little things here and there. But in general, it's a pretty interesting game. I can kind of see why the devs thought to shorten it. The final demo. This is not the final demo. This is actually an outdated version. My bad. The final demo version is only 2 days. Um, their thinking was they wanted to just to give you a sense of what the game is like. But I like that. I like having 4 days personally. Now that I've played it, because this is where it starts getting interesting. Um, this particular day in particular, I feel like day 4 is a really solid day, just because it has more. You get to really see glimpses of the Glomerorum being a little more human, and because that's like the main idea of the game, the idea that you're supposed to develop attachments to the Glomerorum and whatever as you shape it. This is where you're really seeing things. The first 2 days, you don't really get a lot of that. So, that, my thoughts on that. So, I like this as a demo, but it makes sense why they would cut it because, you want to save that kind of bonding experience for the real game. That's fair. I'm still thinking about dinner, though. I haven't figured out what I'm eating for dinner. Yeah, what are you guys having for dinner? Are we having good stuff? I hope we're having good stuff for dinner. I guess I'm having, what's it? I'll have leftovers. I've got stuff. Somewhere. I'll figure it out. We back from ads? We're back from ads, let's go! Alright. I'm excited. We're back from ads. Let's finish up. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to establish a threshold of linguistic capacity by trying to figure out its emotions and then to see if it can actually communicate, which will be really interesting, actually. Let's start with the picture cards. Where did the spore come from? Where did it go? What does the spore know of the outside world? I don't think it knows much, but we'll see. I'm going to say the name of each animal, plant, and symbol, and then spell it. One by one, you'll flip through the deck of cards. The Glomerorum watches in disinterest until you reveal the wolf card, its shell stiffening. Are you familiar with this one? It cranes its head away. Wolf. W-O-L-F. They come in packs and are protective of their territory. The specimen affixes you with narrowed eyes, lifting a limb to swat the card away. So, you're not a fan? You encountered them before? Its tendrils curl at the ends, shifting to mimic the rhythm of paws pounding the ground. The movements become more faster, more frantic. How could you have seen what they look like when you didn't have eyes? The Glomerorum stills, flicks to the glass, refusing to entertain you. Last 2 cards in the deck are male and female. Hold them both up. Human. H-U-M-A-N. That's what I am. What? Glomerorum lifts its limbs before delivering one swift strike to the glass. The force causes the top of the tube to rattle. Look at its face. Its mouth is open. I don't think it liked that, for some reason. Vera? Something wrong? It looks agitated now, no? Oh, but there are no signs of distress detected. Vitals unchanged. The Glomerorum taps the glass again, softer, more purposeful, then it points, first at you, and then at each card you hold. Its behavior suggests an inquiry of some form. Oh, maybe it just wants me to repeat it? Oh, and now it's banging. More tapping, this time followed by 4 distinct points. One for you, one for each card, and one for it. In emphasis, it thumps its limb against its own chest. Vera, do Vivis Glomerorum have biological sexes? Yes, well, sort of. To date, what's been studied of their reproductive strategies is minimal and rife with questions. However, Dr. Pruitt theorizes that reproductive nature mirrors how plants adapt their form in response to environmental needs. Wait, then maybe it's asking me to choose a form? A resounding thump echoes through the laboratory. Oh, I mean, we'll make you more mask, I guess. I mean, you look good the way you are, but more mask would be nice. All right then, go with this form. That feels right. The Glomerorm considers your words, closing its eyes as it settles toward the bottom of the tube. Visual emotion scale. What if it gets angry? How do we recognize happiness, displeasure, or murderous intent in an alien form? You hold up a sheet of laminated cardstock, its surface printed with a range of simplified expressions. You point to each expression one by one, naming the emotion aloud. Oh, are we teaching it now? As you speak, you mirror the feeling, smiling, frowning, narrowing your eyes, wondering if the Glomerorm will follow. Oh, it does! It does! Look at his face! The Glomerorm studies your face, forcing its facial muscles to match in jolted, stilted movement. Each expression seems to pain them, muscles, fibers tensing in between. Once you finish, you nod in approval. After a pause, Glomerorm mirrors the gesture with uncanny precision, lips tightening into a restrained smile. It liked that, huh? Wait, Vera. Before we wrap up, are there any protocols that prohibit us from expanding on an approved directive? Just a moment, let me review the AI's guide to key guidance. Typey. Currently, no codes in the guidebook expressly prohibit or permit expanding on approved directives. When undefined areas of study arise, Vera will exercise sound judgment to determine the most appropriate course of action. What idea has struck you, researcher? Share projections, like the one during my orientation. Sure can. I have access to a vast library of visual materials. Film from the 2500s, the 2000s, 1950s, 1900s. Accurate documentaries about human anatomy, biology, physiology, anything like that. All of that. Are we really about to teach us plant being, huh? As we wrap up today, please begin projecting these materials for the specimen. Any will do. And you... Glomerorm eyes you waveringly, staring at me. You're really capable of it. Pay attention, alright? How should I define the scheduled runtime? For as long as you're able. That's an interesting choice. The fact that we're able to do that is crazy, though. I did not expect to be able to do that at all. That's interesting. That's probably going to affect its development for sure. How much of a danger? It doesn't really. It's proactive, right? Corrective action, it doesn't need. It's learning though. The Vivis Glomerorum demonstrated playful interest in the sensory testament. Any damage done does not appear intentional. The Vivis Glomerorum demonstrated clear interest in development studies. They immediately began replicating to form connection. No corrective. Yeah, okay. There you go, you're fine. Hit day 4 now? Huh? Huh? Whoa, hello? Huh, I almost entered the wrong room. Sorry to scare you, bro. That made me jump. Screw that. Wait, who are you? It'll do you no good to know. Good night, researcher. Bro, get the frick out of here. Bruh. Alright. Vera? You call out, but there's no reply. Just an uncharacteristic silence. It appears, for now, that you're alone. You get out of bed and cautiously slide the door open. Thankfully, no chipper voice intervenes. Why, I don't like the fact, hold on, I'm gonna save. I don't like the fact that we're going outside. I don't like this. Especially after I got jump scared. That was not cool. Alright, we're fine, we're fine. Okay. The short hallway outside is swallowed in darkness. The lab door hangs ajar, spilling a cold fluorescent glow across the glassy tiles. As you creep closer, you catch sight of a scraggly man standing near the biotube. Who the hell is that? For you! He lifts a rag up to the glass pane, the glomerum chittering as he approaches. All stay quiet. Just see what you're doing. Huh? What's... Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I got caught. Don't play coy now. I see a reflection in the tube. How the hell did you get over here? You left it unlocked. My door. That's so. Nothing went off on your way out. Interesting protocols they got at this maximum facility. By the way, you should be asleep. Best if you don't fall out of line. Being curious a crime? Sure is. You're like this thing right here. He knuckles a drum on the biotube. The glowworm arm knocks back. Don't get too comfortable, chipped like that. He taps his temple. A small, puckered white scar peeks from behind his brown hair. You're their property is what that means. Oh, yeah, that much is obvious. Yeah, we knew that from the get. And what about you? Their property too? Of course I am. But I'm not stepping out of line. I'm making my nightly rounds. Someone has to clean up after all of yous. You're the night crew? That I am. And you're in trouble if they catch you sneaking around here. Go on now. Alright, good night, I guess. Be careful. Take good care of this one. Oh, you like it too, huh? Probably do. It's pretty friendly. Without another word, you slink back into your room. As you slide the door shut, Vera doesn't chastise you. You rest easy the rest of the night. Borehole. Saving! Time to get up, researcher. Another day of grand exploration lies waiting for your curious hand. And, of course, my unparalleled computerized assistance. Vera. Heard that last night? What is it that you heard? Some shuffling, that's all. I wasn't sure if you had cameras in the hallway. Likely the night crew. But they shouldn't approach your quarters. I'll make note of the disturbance and request disciplinary action immediately. Not necessary. I'm just curious. It's nothing serious. My duty is to ensure optimal conditions. If anything disrupts your rest, I'll see it corrected. But you didn't hear it? Nope. At 12 a.m., I undergo mandatory power down for efficiency checks and rebooting. That said, if you're having trouble sleeping, I can request melatonin injections. You're filed under professional development expenses. That won't be necessary, but thank you. Okay. Oh gosh. More reading. More reading. Alright, let me save real quick. The following transcription comes from an anonymous handwritten letter, originally written in Inupiaq. Translation was provided by Adjunct Professor Nova Kanatsiak of Matanuska Tsutsina College in Region 1. With references to Tupilok, demonic monsters of the Inuit religion, cultural experts believe the letter to be a warning of the Vivis Glomerorum's inherently dangerous nature. Attempts to locate the sender or tribe that came into contact with the purported Vivis Glomerorum have failed. Based on geological references, the tribe is suspected to be in Region 1. The letter was initially received on November 20th, 2733. Exact sighting date unknown, possibly between June to October 2733. Original letter unrecoverable, believed to be destroyed. Translation was recovered from Professor Nova Knatsiak's damaged hard drive. Knatsiak's present location is unknown. What happened to this professor? There's a glossary here. A medicine man or woman, shaman, spiritual leader, a vengeful monster or demon, often bound to a statue or figurine, a major river of Region 1, also known as the Colville River, a mountain in the Alaskan range. That makes sense. An evergreen tree found along the northwest coast of the North American continent, third largest conifer in the world. Okay. To the transcript. An image. Picture of the professor, but why is she in a motorcycle helmet? At first, our Anyakuk believed them to relate vengeful spirits with a voracious hunger capable of devouring humanity. 12 watched us from afar, standing at the glacier's edge. They approached one that towered, taller than a Sitka. They did not move when she reached out, did not falter when her fingers brushed against their waxy flesh, swathed in fibrous leaf. Beneath, she felt a bounding pulse, stronger than the Kukpik, and their form sturdier than Denali stone. She asked, "Are you not a spirit?" They stared at her with knowing eyes, eyes the color of wet earth, a color they took from us. We could not turn away. They reached out and touched cheek. Then they replied, not in our tongue, yet their meaning was understood by all. No. Interesting. They communicated, right? That's like the first time we heard them speak in a way, right? Not just like gesture or whatever. Vera, how long has Professor Konatsiak's location been known? Professor Konatsiak was last seen in early December of 2733. She departed campus and did not resume her duties in the following weeks. Do you think the Glomerorum had something to do with it? The cause remains unknown. However, continued research into their kind may yet shed some light on this mystery. Hello? Oh, the door's open. Time for testing. Yes. Good morning. You're speaking now. Oh, you're way too big. Vera, tell me I'm not hallucinating. You're too big for the... Happily, auditory input has been verified and recorded. We're not researcher. It spoke. To you. Then that means the development of vocal cords. And forming coherent speech implies... No, wait, I can't assume. This could be mimicry akin to parrot social. But the possibilities if it's not... Vera, is my portal populated yet? In light of today's development, your daily directives are under immediate revision. Can you let leadership know we need to establish a foundational communication procedure? And request tube removal while we're at it. This awkward position could be impeding the Glomerum's natural growth pattern. If it requires fluids... Oh, that's right. If he requires fluids, we can administer them for alternative. What dietary needs do stage 5 specimens have, Vera? No. Me. Ask me. Wowee, would you look at that? Task revisions are complete, and all requests have been forwarded. We're ready to proceed as planned. Uh, Phase 1 Memory Recall. Reintroduce the plant, animal, and symbol cards from yesterday to assess working and long-term memory vocabulary recall. Gauge specimen response. Okay. Hello? Awfully worn now. Specimen remember the pictured life form. Return to the stack of cards from the previous day and flip through the pile. Stares at the cards before glancing up at you. Why? Why? Oh, you mean why are we using the cards again? He nods. This test works a bit differently from the last test. I'm working to see the extent of your memory and vocabulary. He nods once, twice, before returning his gaze to the cards. Are you ready to start? Another nod. All right. Do you remember what this is? Wolf. Iris. He nods once more. Easy. Is it? I'll find you a harder card then. Shuffle through your pile of cards, searching for something more challenging. Suddenly, you. Human? Calls to you, tilting his head. Yes, I am human. Do you remember what we studied yesterday? Human. He gestures toward Vera. What? Her? Vera? She's an artificial intelligence. Human? No? No, she isn't human. Computer? Bro, why do you know what a computer is? What? Yes. You sort through your pile of cards until you find a picture of a computer holding it up. You didn't even need the card. Good job. He smiles. Looks like you've made it through all the cards. Fantastic. On to the next test. Auditory testing. Pending Phase 1 results, play curated auditory samples to determine the specimen's capacity for auditory discrimination, memory encoding, and emotional response to sound stimuli. Environmental ambience. If these specimens come from the Earth, natural sounds bring them calm, agitation, or nothing at all. Animal. A kin or predator. How do they respond to the sounds of the wild? Pure tones and free. Let's see how they handle hearing. What will these ranges reveal? Let's do environmental ambience first. Cold. Home. Home? Well, you were living in a glacier until now. Do you remember the time you spent in there? He nods, using his hands to mimic the shape of an ice cube. Cold. Like water. Yes. Cold. Yes. You're referring to the ice cubes from a couple of days ago. Cold. Ice. Yes. All of your kind come from the ice? Not necessarily. The glomiorums, he cried. Fibers bristle as Vera's cheery voice crackles at the speaker overhead. Pre-glomeorum are suspected to have been trapped in the ice for tens of thousands of years, although their true origin is still unknown. You could say your specimen was not born in the ice, but rather recovered from it. He hisses at the sound of Vera's robotic voice. The contempt it carries makes the hairs on your arms stand on end. Are you all right? The hissing halts. Slowly, his gaze returns to you, tension draining from his posture. It's really disgusting, despite having been trapped in it. You still like water? Yes, cold. Happy. Cold makes you happy? Yeah, we knew that. Shakes his head, Kurt. Cold is happy. Here, not happy. Good? Yes, not good. It was safe then. Safe? I imagine that you felt safe where you lived. So, it logically follows that here, you would feel unsafe. Feeling unsafe means you do not like where you are. You want to leave, typically because of sensed danger. Something could harm you. Unsafe. Yes, here, not good. Well, if permitted, maybe we could take a short visit outside, just for a... Don't count on it. I'm not designed to facilitate field trips. You have a very busy schedule, and let me see. Oh, no spending time outside on the agenda for today. Animal call? Okay, based on the way we, that stupid, ambient sound, it's gonna be the same frickin' 3-second loop, and it's gonna be really annoying. So I'm gonna read as fast as possible just because of that. I'm afraid it's gonna do that again, so bear with me, chat. Big. You know what animal that is? Big water. Yes. Human with twisted tendrils, trailing spindly imitations of fingers of the biotube fluid, as if combing through leafy locks. Close. Humans have hair, while bears have fur. They're very similar. Both are composed of keratin, however. Human hair is thinner and sparser. Bear with fur. Like fish. Makes sense? He gestures to his mouth. With his fibrous fangs, he mimics a bear tearing into a fresh catch. Yes, I understand you. I think the word you're looking for is eating. The bear eats the fish. And you? Eat? Of course. Humans have to consume nutrients to survive. It's what I do during my lunch break. Lunch? It's... never mind. Human mealtimes can wait for another time. Oh, that was much easier. What the heck? They should have just played it once. Maybe that was a glitch in programming. We'll be conducting an audio sweep to gauge your hearing capabilities. When you hear the tone, raise your hand, or actually, that might be difficult for you, given your current living arrangement. So instead, when you hear the tone, just say heard. Playing the first tone, 8,000 hertz. Heard, no like. No one likes that. Does it hurt, or is the sound just not appealing? No hurt. Yes. Sound is not... What is appealing? The sound would be appealing if it sounded good. Not appealing. Next. Play next tone, 200 hertz. Waiting. You not hear it? Not heard. Next. You play the sound again, this time paying close attention to reactions. It looks like you can't hear it. Heard. Yes. Give him a knowing look. Are you sure you can hear it? He turns away, not giving you an answer, but his fronds appear to puff up at your question. Seems you have a limited hearing range for lower frequencies. Oh, Sarah, this next one's a little high, isn't it? I mean, bats can't even hear this frequency. My next tone, 200,000 hertz. I don't think anything can hear anything at 200,000 hertz. Oh, with urgency, he faces you again, fibrous fists pounding the glass. Hertz, heard. You rush to switch it off. Sorry, I didn't realize. Humans can't hear sounds of that frequency. Not heard? Pauses before pointing to your head. Not appealing. No more. That concludes the audio sweep. Which concludes your testing time today. A job well done, researcher. Be sure to submit your report in a timely manner. Vera, before wrapping up fully, could you project more materials for the Glomerorum again? talking so clearly and so suddenly. Whatever it is that you played last night seems to have helped him navigate his growth tremendously. Agreed. What would you like me to play tonight? Music, movies, everything to help improve his linguistic capabilities. Same test. You're not here. Fine. Or proactive today. Moderate corrective action, maybe. Let's see. I may change it. The Vivis glomerorum exhibits a positive response when exposed to vocalizations from other species, when exposed to reminders of its previous environment. The Vivis glomerorum shows great interest towards other species or towards its environment and is energetic about the tests. Some corrective action must be taken to keep the Vivis glomerorum engaged, while keeping it from wanting to leave its current habitat. Yeah, there you go. Submit. And we'll do a quick save. What happened? Hello? What happened? Why is my vision all funky? What happened? Sliding the door open, a familiar voice echoes down the vacant hallway, beckoning you to cross. Damn government's got billions to burn on talking toasters and their shiny little loafers. Not a damn dime to create a virtually enhanced janitorial assistant. Last shit stem has arrived and worked. Well, I can't. Is the word not system? Huh. You sat through hours of brain fodder and you still can't get a pun? Still have a lot of catching up to do. You cross into the lab, your jaw drops. What are you doing out of your... What are you doing? Out of your tube? What happened? Sitting in a puddle on the floor is your Vivis glomerorum. He's the first to notice you, tipping his chin in acknowledgement. You've come back. A proper greeting is in order. Good evening. No, this is not a good evening at all. This is an A and B transaction, so the researcher needs to leave. Oh, is that another pun? Really not one for heeding warnings, are ya? I couldn't help but notice my door was unlocked. Again. I believe that is due to someone forgetting to lock it. Want to go back in the tube? I never said who. Your reaction is quite telling. We're going to talk to the Vivis glomerorum. What can I say? Do you need help standing? The question catches the glomerorum's attention. His shoulders tilt and lean in your direction, palm softly slapping wet tile, but he stops short. A kind offer, but no, I will stay here for now. His body's still soft from whatever they had in that tube. Do more harm than good right now. They didn't tell me what was in the fluid. Are you in pain? The glomerorum studies you for a moment, then smiles. When I dry, my body will harden again. The fluid, I'm pushing it out. You're actively expelling it from your body? That's what's on the floor? Bro, he's peeing. You should stay clear. Why? Because I do not want to burn you, too. Gaze flickers, anxious. Janitor. Breaking my damn spine moving the so-called industrial grade crap. I'll bankroll a clandestine operation but can't spring for a damn dolly. Budget's too tight here at the entitled parade of pea-brained assholes. Researcher, does EPPA really stand for entitled? No, not at all. Work on the sociolinguistic intricacies of humor as a coping mechanism later. Speaking of, do you maybe want some help? What I want is more consideration from our superiors. You're gonna run us like rats in a cage, at least pat it up nice and pretty. They've given you a king. Got me cramped down at a twin. And yeah, I'll take your help. Go on then, grab a piece and let's keep going. Follow after the janitor. looking over the disassembled machinery that once formed the biotube. Squat, slide your hands under a metal coil, lift up, and yep, it's heavy. Get a look at that expression. Did a researcher here teach you that one, pal? Not exactly. The flesh is one, I believe. That's not good, is it? Nope. That's what you look like when you're way in over your head. Better get moving, researcher. We only got so long until your superiors arrive. They're coming? Sure are. They sent some folks out here every early morning when you should be asleep and I should be out of sight. Let's get a move on. We need to stack all this in the corner over there. Spend the rest of the night in near silence. Later, when you hit the sheets, Janitor's gruff voice replays in your head. But it's the unblinking gaze of the Vivus Glomerorum that lingers behind your eyes, watching, waiting, as if weighing the cost of your curiosity. As if appraising what you'll do next. Bro, there is no day 5. The demo doesn't have day 5. What do you mean? Why is there day 5? Welcome to tomorrow, researcher! Tick, tick, tick. These task-filled days may pass on and on with indifference. That's no excuse for idleness. Now that you're at the halfway point of your residency, I believe it's prime time to roll out our brief employee satisfaction survey. If we hit 90% participation, the remaining researchers earn a bonus. My praise! With 75% of the previous 65% remaining, you should hit that figure by the end of the day. Would you be willing to share your honest thoughts on how I've assisted you throughout your scientific endeavors thus far? Sure, I guess. But let's make it quick. I presume we got lots of ground to cover today. Indeed, discovery is a ceaseless pursuit. Therefore, I have reserved this pocket of time for 3 brief questions. Question 1. How do you find Vera's delivery of supplementary background information? Does it feel as though it's coming from a trusted companion? Or as if you're being lectured by an encyclopedia? Oh, like I'm being lectured by a digital encyclopedia. Hello, Waffle. How eye-opening. Thank you for your honest feedback. Oh, thank you for Pipette. Pipette. Question 2. How satisfied are you with the quality of my assistance and adherence to the scientific method? You're my steadfast co-pilot. Wonderful to know. I apologize for any inconvenience I may have caused, or thank you for any kind words you may have shared. Question 3. You were the one in charge of my programming. How would you tweak me? Control delete you immediately. I'd adjust your personality setting to be less as you currently are. That's exactly what I wanted out of the bet. Excellent. Very good. Roger Dodger, researcher. Thank you for your patience. Your nation appreciates your feedback. As a note, all logged responses will contribute to a public announcement regarding mounting interest in Glomerorum. Your daily debrief is now accessible through the portal. Save here. Okay, I gotta say, chat, I was not prepared to go so far in the game, because when I was reading the Steam page, it said there was only it only goes up to day 4, night 1. We're past that. We're on day 5 now, so I know the full game's not out yet, so now I'm really confused. I was gonna play Train Jumble, thinking that it was gonna be shorter, but there may not be any Train Jumble today. chat. I I may just have to finish this game to as far as we can take it, and that might be it. So I'm gonna adjust the team title actually, because we're just gonna finish this game to as far as we can get it, and then once that's done, I'm gonna go stuff my face because I'm hungry. I don't know about you guys, I'm starving. So this transcription covers a televised exchange between USNN late night news hour host Tomas Gambopoulos and freelance reporter Jacqueline Bozeman. Originally aired at 22:45 hours on April 1st on Channel 6. The segment addresses the illegal release of classified information about the existence and containment of the V. glomerulorum, uploaded online on March 15, 2734, by suspected exclave sympathizer Y. The leak included Dr. Pruitt's previously stolen research notes from the November 2733 breach, as well as ground footage from another failed civilian insurrection in late February 2734. Following its release, the documentation has spread rapidly across the mainland United States. Cybersecurity analysts estimate the data has been downloaded 1.3 million times and viewed by over 5 million unique users within the first 40 hours up. That's pretty viral. He's the host of a show, served as the lead anchor of said show since late 2727, has built a reputation on unflinching coverage of fresh, controversial. Averages 4 million concurrent views is a lot of people. Jacqueline Bozeman is a freelance TV journalist who specializes in environmental conservation and regulatory affairs. She's primarily based in Region 5, but travels across the mainland United States to immerse herself in her investigation. The news broadcast? Okay. Alright. There he is on the news. Good evening and welcome back to the USNN Late Night News Hour. For those of you just tuning in, I'm your host, Tomas Gambopoulos. Due to the urgent nature of this story, we at Channel 6 have devoted tonight's news hour to cover the unbelievable leaks taking root. Folks, buckle up and say allo to our final guest for tonight. Joining us live from Region 1, Jacqueline Bozeman, freelance reporter and environmental affairs specialist. To help branch out our understanding, she's bringing us the latest from the front lines where the leaked ground footage originates from. What a news. The immersion method of investigating? Something like that. We're a plant scientist reason. Jacqueline, I know it's been a whirlwind couple of days for you. This story has captured headlines and flooded our feeds. Frankly, the nation is unsettled. Give it to me straight. Is this all an elaborate hoax orchestrated by an imaginative fabricator under the veil of anonymity? Tom, this turns out to be a hoax. Most committed performance art I've ever seen. So, what do we actually do here then? Are these things a virus, like some have speculated? Let's address that major misconception right out the gate. They're not a mindless pathogen. They're fully autonomous, reactive, and living organisms. We don't fully understand how they replicate. They seem to start as spores and grow rapidly. So we're dealing with something straight out of science fiction. That pairs well with the most viral claim online from someone calling themselves XX underscore celery muncher underscore XX. Jesus Christ, that's like 800-year-old frickin' name. Okay. They say these spores can mimic human features. Jacqueline, is there any truth to that? Well, I need to be mindful of how this sounds. The last thing I want is to incite unnecessary panic. I get it. This is huge. Groundbreaking. But the nation deserves the truth. Go on, tell us. What have you witnessed? I've seen one shift. But it's not perfect mimicry. More like an impression. Like being given building blocks with no blueprint. So, if they're a new life form, then what? Help us understand what that actually means. Are they intelligent? Capable of communication? Willing to take us out? Hopefully to dinner? Can't say what their intent is, even if they have one. To speculate would not only be dishonest, but reckless. Like any wildlife, respect and caution seem to be the best and safest course of action, which is why I need to bring the public's attention to Project Spore Site, a clandestine operation starting this month. They've already abducted Spore from Matanuska and are implementing unethical practices through a privately funded artificial intelligence was been forcibly removed from broadcast. Oh, bro. Well, folks, looks like Miss Bozeman, has decided to leave us early. Well, it's fine. I've never been fond of conspiracy theories. This has been Tomas Kambopoulos for USNN. Good night, United States. May the great nation endure. Bro, she got disappeared on TV. That's crazy. And so we begin. Hello, researcher. I'm happy to see you again. This morning he's standing, looming tall even from across the lab. You can already stand. As I recall, one stands to greet another in polite company, and I wish for you to see me as your equal. He bows slightly, arms rigidly kept against his backside. You don't need to be so formal. Are humans not usually formal with those they respect? Ah, while I understand how riveting this development may be, let's not get too distracted so early in the day. Your task list awaits you. Monitor the specimen's behavior. Oh, great. Okay. More time to yap. More yap time. Vera, by any chance are there pending instructions? Nope. This daily directive is final. Given the magnitude of this change, our superiors have graciously allotted time for you to acclimate and observe any notable shifts. Among your peers, your specimen has progressed the fastest and demonstrated a wide extent of its capabilities in little time. I see. Researcher, you're frowning. How can I make it better? Truthfully, I'm unsure how to proceed, but with these changes in mind, I feel compelled to ask, what do you want to do today? If you indulge me, I would love to, shall we say, explore? There's much to be seen outside of this small room. Under the directives in place, the Vivis Glomerum is strictly prohibited from exiting the lab. But look on the bright side. Outside the tube, the lab looks completely different. Very cozy, don't you think? Gentle hum of bioluminescence, the perfume of progress in the air. I would argue I've spent plenty of time taking in the sights and smells. You have an attitude. You're funny. A researcher, don't you think a walk outside would do me some good? It would be the perfect opportunity to properly adjust to my environment. Is there anything you want to explore in this room? Not particularly. I've seen all there is to see. I'm grateful for your hospitality, but there is nothing more I can gain from searching this room. Are you sure? Has Vera shown you all of her educational videos? Plenty. Same fish, same bears, the same trees. Shall I draw you a map? Maybe after several reruns, I too will be able to project it from my mind, bursting with enlightenment. Then, shall I search even deeper into the recesses of my binary to uncover something truly new? A personal favorite of mine would be fish of the United Sex. This riveting story covers our country's thriving aquatic life and how their cellular structures resiliently adapted in the time following the contained nuclear fallouts of 2032, 2277, and 2650. If that isn't to your liking, though, we also have Alaska Alaskan Flora and You, a guide to the plants of Alaska and how to care for your environment. Farah, how old are these videos? Many of my favorite videos were produced roughly 5 decades or so ago. Why show them then, if they do not reflect on the environment in present day? In recent years, fiscal support for independent filmmakers is primarily focused on visual and marketing materials that prioritize safety and security. Though, with the rise, whoa, go back. I missed it. Yikes. I clicked too fast. My bad, sorry. Let's have a conversation. You choose a topic. Me? Typically, when one wants to start a conversation, they don't make the other take the lead. I trust your judgment. You know best, researcher. Is Vivis the most beautiful name? Yeah, they're all called Vivus glomororum, though. Um, but I like this Vivus. This is our Vivus. He's cute. I like him. He's very pretty. I think he'll look different if you choose differently in the beginning. Like for day one, there's stuff. You give him pheromones and some kind of botanical thing. I think that changes. Then I'll think of something suitable. Why don't we talk about why do you want to go outside? Imagine if you were trapped in an ice block for quite some time. Then, one day you're freed from its clutches, living amongst nature, only to be locked back into a dark room in a tube with a bitter flavor. And imagine that within this dark room you could only ever talk to a researcher and a computer. Whoever else shows up from time to time. Do not be bored. Do not long to see left behind. All right, I see your point. That irksome itch at the nape of your neck returns and grows in intensity until it burns like a wasp sting. Ouch. Ow. Searcher, what's wrong? Shit. Vera, my chip. Your heart rate is increasing, but there's no need to panic. It's just a light tasing, that's all. A light tasing? The frick? Yeah, tasing? Exactly. My thoughts exactly. Yep. A little nudge to remind you of the importance of staying on task. Bro, I thought I was dying. Was I not on task? Oh, did you forget? I suppose it's only natural with how many exciting developments have already taken place. Remember, researcher, your directive today is to monitor your specimen. While guidance may be necessary at times and is not strictly forbidden, continuing such direct engagements may hinder your ability to impartially judge incoming data for today's test. If I push back, I'll die. Hold on, let me save. We're gonna push back anyway. Hold on. Let me do a real save. Okay, there. We're on page 2. Push back. Farah, this is my specimen. It is. I don't appreciate how I research my specimen being questioned by you or anyone else. I understand, researcher. We will continue as you see fit. I am, after all, only here to assist you to the best of my algorithmic capabilities. However, before proceeding, I am inclined to share a quick note. Actions similar to yours have resulted in the permanent dismissal of 7 other researchers contracted for Project Spotlight. 7? They died? They killed 7 people. But no need for alarm. Should your chosen methods not lead to the necessary results? Science, there's no necessary results. What? I would never dream of saying I told you so. Floating is beneath me. I will merely follow my built-in protocols to resolve any issues. Selfish of me to request something impossible. I will conduct my own research, as they demand, and will explore the outside world from within this room. Though I may not necessarily agree with such precaution, I do not enjoy seeing your face twist that way. It frightens me. Oh, he's sweet. Oh, Beavis, you're so nice. I'm sorry I can't do more for you. While your compassion is admirable, researcher, do take care. It can leave you vulnerable to coercion. As compensation, I've curated a selection of books and films for you, and a crew member is already en route with a solution to your problem. A solution? No thanks necessary. I'm quite attuned to your needs. What does that mean? What are you doing? Hello? Lab door opens to a familiar man holding a stack of books. He gives you a subtle, knowing glance as he steps inside. You asked for these? For You grab a book from off the stack he holds, flipping through the pages to see colorful printed photos of nature. Found whatever I could. And threw in a few animals here and there if you were looking for something cuter. Thank you. I really appreciate it. What were these for exactly? Lab too dreary for you? The specimen can't go outside. This was the next best option. I thought showing him some photos would. Janitor Dario Vincelli, employee number EPPA 98152. Please see yourself out. Vera, why are you rude? Going, I'm going. Oh, my ass. Can't even give me a damn minute to drop off the load you made me lug over. Good luck with your photo viewing business. Or whatever it is you plan to do. Bye, Dario. Spend the rest of the day watching the Glomerorum flip through the photos. When he grows bored, you put on a few of Vera's recommended videos, but nothing seems to fully entertain him. Your final note for the day is a hastily made list of video preferences. Even the most interesting videos receiving the opinion of would not watch again. Let's see. But having nothing to occupy its attention, the Vivus Glomerorum engaged reasonably. Hold on, snoozing. Oh, I'm busy reading. The Vivus Glomerorum engaged reasonably with the directive and interacted as positively as possible with its environment. The Vivus Glomerorum revealed several of its desires. When it understood the directive's restrictions, it adapted its expectations accordingly. Okay. The Vivus Glomerorum does not thrive in an environment with little stimulation. Like mankind, it can go restless, acting out as it seeks to purpose or. Yeah, sure. Okay. Tonight, you wait until the clock strikes 12. They. What? Under the cover of night, you eagerly throw off your covers and rush to the door. But the handle doesn't give under your hungry grip. Oh, we're not. Well, we're locked in. Press your ear against it, and sure enough, Dario Vincelli is making his rounds. Knock. Hello? Press your ear back against the door. Call. Can't avoid sound? Not possible. Wrapped. 10 days. By your polite request, no one comes to retrieve you. So, you resort to the most reasonable solution. Knocking harder. Hurried footfalls quickly heed your noisy call. The hell are you doing? You went crazy already? Pause, hearing Dario's heavy breathing on the other side of the door. Mr. Vincelli, you've left my door locked. Look, that's how it's supposed to be. Are you serious? Let me out. Fine, fine. Oh, bro, I'm getting let out. Let's go. Hell yeah. Aren't you grown? Think. What if we damaged the door? How'd you explain that to your subservient supervisor? I'd pin it on night terrors. Night terrors, huh? Not half bad. Yeah. Go on and tell Vera you're ailing real bad. I'm sure she'll sympathize with you. Want to keep you so safe and sound, she'll strap you right here in this bed every night. Sighs, swiping his thumb and index finger over his thick brows. Go on. Made me come all the way over here. Make the most of your time. Oh, yippee. Researcher, are you feeling better? I couldn't get your frightened face out of my mind. For the first time in this arrangement, the Glomerorum approaches you. Hunched posture, soft gaze, and slow steps remind you of your own modus operandi a day ago. Tonight, you're under study. For now. What business does your keeper have banging on equipment and leaving trails of disobedience? Don't you got a degree? I do. Well, you could have fooled me. Might have done you some good to take a couple of courses in common sense. Mr. Vincelli, please watch your tone. They've already faced enough heat today. Well, they made it hard on themselves. Could have just let everything be. Well, I, for one, applaud their courage. Very impressive. Suddenly your vision darkens as long limbs encircle your neck. A warm, waxy finger deliberately strokes your nape. Your skin tingles pleasantly under his attention. Hello? What? Do we get flirted with? What are you... Hello? Good. Your skin is still here. Oh, no need to coddle your keeper. System's doing that just fine without your intervention. He knew he was pushing it. Those who display such dismissive cruelty use it as a cover-up for their anxieties. Bro, why are you so smart? The Vivus has no reason to be this smart. What the heck? Bullshit. You asked about them as soon as you arrived. Am I wrong to think you possess empathy? Wrong. I'm making sure I still got a job, too. No researcher, no need to keep me around. If that is what... Sorry to interrupt, but your finger? My finger? Slowly, his smooth, slightly tacky touch recedes from your skin. You'll have to excuse me. I wasn't paying much attention. Simply checking to ensure you weren't injured. Yeah, feel free to continue your lessons. I'm just about wrapped up here. Or I think I just got flirted with a little bit by the Vivus. You're leaving so soon? My duty's done. Nothing else worth sticking around for. Remember, we're on a strict schedule. One last shake of his head, Dario Vincelli heads out of the lab and into the hallway. With your first taste of freedom, you let reason guide you. Oh no, I'm not gonna follow Dario. Let me hang out with the Vivus. Yay! Okay, let me save. Ad break in about a couple of seconds. So I will just, the Vivus route, let's go! I will wait till we come back, and then we'll talk about the game. Just a little bit. Okay? And yeah, just a little bit. Then I gotta eat. My goodness, I'm so freaking hungry. That's what I get for not eating a good enough lunch. I had like a little adult Lunchable for lunch, and that was about it. So I'm pretty freaking hungry. I don't know about you, chat. I'm starving.
I'm hungry.
Oh, thank you. Also, Milkshake is hungry. Let me feed Milkshake. I'm hungry too, Milkshake. I have Taco Bell?
It's delicious. It's Neo Sunday.
I have Taco Bell. Yippee! I have Taco Bell. Yay! I didn't expect that. Taco Bell. Excellent. I'm super hungry. I am okay with it. Now I'm curious. I'll look at it and we got time. So, Jet, overall, I think the game's pretty interesting. It does take a bit to catch your interest. I feel like it really starts picking up around day 3, right, where we first get to realize it has like linguistic capability and stuff like that. Um, but it's really easy to like because the first day sets up the temperament of the Vivas. You may have to like replay it in order to get it to be the way you want it to. Um, if you're, I don't know. So far, I like its temperament right now, personally. Um, so I feel like I've made good decisions, but it's very likely I could have picked a wrong, you know, option if I wasn't careful. But I spent some time really thinking about it and really trying to figure out what the game was trying to tell us, you know? So it was good. So far I like the Vivus. It's quite nice. It cares about us, which is nice. Yay, I like that. Or rather he. We chose his pronouns. He cares about us, which is nice. Did I save already? I did, right? Yes, I did. Good. We're good, we're good. I did save, so we're fine. And we are about to come out of ads, so then I can finish up this day. Well, technically it's partial day, but it's fine. Welcome back from ads, everybody. I I don't think the game's not out, so why am I able to go so far? I'm confused. But you know what? I'm gonna play some more, a little bit more. Will you be staying, sealing your decision, and leaving you defenseless beneath fluorescent? Is it all right? I welcome your company. In fact, I encourage it. Ooh, he likes us, chat. Hello. It is a good opportunity, I think, for you to understand we are not so different from humans, especially now that I've shaped into this form. This is a good opportunity for you to understand being human is about more than just how we look. That's why you run your tests on me to determine if I'm human enough. That's part of it. Crosses his arms, waxy tendons flexing. How unnecessary. I can easily tell you all you wish to know. That isn't my choice to make. Grit your teeth, hand instinctively cupping the nape of your neck. His shoulders roll back as he softly exhales. I don't like to be a passive observer. It's frustrating. I apologize in advance then. What frustration awaits us in the upcoming? Has the pain not subsided yet? It might happen again, and we will adapt to these struggles together. I will act as your support, and perhaps I may consider you mine. Hello? Jolt as he trails a finger under your jaw, pinching your chin to have you face him. Hello? Excuse me? Take a sharp breath. The back of your throat tingles from the faint scent of roses. You smell like roses? Oh, wait, I guess you would smell like roses, don't you? You are kind of a rose creature. I am okay with this. Before you can respond, he reclines smoothly to the floor, limbs folding like petals at dusk. Excuse me. Are you flirting with us right now? Excuse me. Hello? Do not. Do not. Do not. No way. Come, lay here beside me. What do you mean? Just as I said. Gestures to the spot right in front of him. And lie down on your front. I don't think that's the best idea, really. Researcher, don't argue with me. Not this time. Waxy foliage draws close, shading his face. Bruh. Okay. What? What is happening right now? Does it bother you that much? Yes, it does. Because I want to keep you safe. And I will. Just let me. Beavis, what the heck? Saving? Hold on. What? We accelerated real fast. Excuse me. His foliage bristles, the sharp slap of leaves conveying his irritation. I could not bear to see you in such agony again. Are you about to extract the chip from me, bro? I will not sit helplessly at the sound of your cries. I will not. Suddenly, his leaves still, silence trickling in. I want to be your protector, if you allow it. At least for tonight? All right. for tonight. You relent, lying flat on the floor and holding your breath as you feel his fingers eagerly ghost the collar of your lab coat. I won't betray your trust. Hello? A cool hand slips beneath the heat of your layers, palm delicately cupping the back of your neck. What are you about to do? I saw in those films that humans embrace for comfort. For us, this is something similar. Putting your hand on someone's neck? A little more than that. What's happening? Am I about to get banned? Chat, I'm not gonna read this. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Do I wait. I was not wait, I was not prepared. Hold on. Hold on. I was not hold on. Hold on. What is happening right now? Hold on. Hold on. 1 second. Just hold on. 1 second. Hello? Okay, hold on. I'll read it. It makes me uncomfortable to read it, but I'll read it. All right. It's as if his shell is unfurling, leaves and petals licking against your skin as they make space for something. Bro, what are you doing? What is that? What the frick is that? Excuse me. A dewy substance begins to drip onto your neck. Excuse me, what is happening? I can feel you tensing. Relax. You are safe with me. What did you just do? He recedes, but the droplets left behind still draw heat from your angry skin. A pleasant tingle lingers. Whatever you just did reminds me of aloe vera. Possible you produce similar anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, or antibacterial compounds. There, you sound more like yourself. Push yourself up from the floor, settling into a sitting position. The F just happened, bro. For, for obvious reasons, I couldn't ask many questions this morning. But they came, didn't they? From the EPPA. Yes. Yes, they did. They speak to you? No, the real question is, did you think about harming them? Let's be real. That's really what I want to know. Do you? When your Vera zaps you? Don't avoid the question. I'm still learning your customs, but I wouldn't think it to be proper. Oh, you're behaved. Look at you, you're not violent. Not when it could endanger you, though. Ah, I get it. You can be violent, just not when it comes to my safety. Nah, I'm okay with this. Truthfully, I was surprised they didn't restrain you. There was no need. As your Vera said, security measures are in place, such as the cameras they installed. Excuse me? Bro, they just saw us do whatever we just did. Where are you? Please, let's have a calm conversation about this. Where are they? The cameras. I can't recall exactly. Unlikely, you remember a great many things. Pay very close attention to everything around you. You remember. Tell me. They're small, wedged into the corners. They don't turn on until the morning. You rush to the nearest corner, your eyes strictly scanning every groove. Sure enough, between two panels, a minuscule lens peers back at you. Kept me in the dark, on purpose. That much is evident, but clearly you misunderstand my intent. I have to go. Clutch your lab coat tight as you leave, the weight of the room clinging to your back as you retreat tonight. Well, that was a lot. Alright, I'm gonna save here. This is probably a good spot to stop. I don't think the game is supposed to let me go this far. I don't think I'm supposed to play the whole game. I just this is not a demo at this point. I have actually exceeded the demo's parameters, so this is a good spot to stop, I think. Um, Let me go back to the title. There you go. All right, that was Telluricene, I think. I think this is fine. Um, it was an interesting it's an interesting game for sure. I'm generally enjoying it. It it kind of went a little quick there at the end. I may possibly finish this off stream. I don't know. But so far generally the game is good. In contrast with the other visual novels we recently played back in May, this one's actually well done. I like it a lot. The art's good. The world building is solid. The um the mechanics are a little repetitive, but it's okay because it keeps it short. 10 days is not terrible. To go through, two phases of 10 days, as opposed to, compared to the other ones that we've been playing, like Your Crown is Mine. That one was really long. Um, and yeah, I mean, so far so good. It's all right. I think that is probably it for me though today, Chad. We'll go right out, and more than likely we're gonna raid into. Yeah, we're probably gonna go right out to people who are already in a different chat, but it's fine. Let me grab the raid. Hold on a second while I do that. Happening. Hold on, let me go on for a little bit. A little bit. All right, that's fine. Okay, we are gonna go raid. Let's go. I'm just finishing up Scarlet Nexus. We might as well go bother him anyway. Totally fine. Let's go, Chatta. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. And here we go. Oyasuito. Have a good night. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.